Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Sorry, the quality is a little odd again. I'm using my iPad. Amazing, it works. So today, I'm not going to do loads and loads of preamble. You know who we are. You know what we're about. I am going to remind you that my name is Andrea Kuchin. I am going to remind you that you can call or text me at 858-252-1190 if you ever have a question or a comment. My phone's right here. In fact, let me turn the volume off for the moment. I answer it, honestly. Also, you can email me at andrea@PhD in follow-up. Questions, things you want me to talk about, things you wish I hadn't talked about, whatever, any help you need, you can reach me there. You can also join our Facebook group. If you're watching elsewhere, join the Facebook group, PhD in follow-up, more loyal customers and referrals for busy business owners. Now, that was how we started. That is what we focus on. Follow up to build your business to make more money. It has expanded. Now we're giving business tips on all sorts of things. The one thing I don't usually talk about is mindset. And I forgive you completely for thinking that the title of today's live is how to remove or clarify confusion and overwhelm. That's bound to be about mindset, right? No, it isn't. Because, and if you've been following me for a while, you know this, I'm all about taking action. Because I know, I've seen it with hundreds of people, including myself, more than once, that when you take action, it improves your morale. You don't need to improve your morale a massive amount to make a difference. Just a little bit. But once you feel just a little bit better, then you can start doing all the mindset work. Because I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes you need to be in a good frame of mind in order to work on your mind. In order to get into a better frame of mind than where you might be on a bad day, you can take action. So, a lot of businesses tell me they are confused and overwhelmed. Well, they're not confused so much as they're surrounded by confusion. They say things are flying at them like autumn leaves swirling around in the rain, in the wind. Rain as well, maybe, but the wind. Autumn leaves swirling around in the wind, which means random objects flying all over the place, right? Which creates confusion, overwhelm. You know, you've got all this stuff floating around in your universe and you've got to do something, but it's coming at you thick and fast. So how do you figure out what to do? Well, you take action. Also, a lot of this stuff happens quickly, and mindset work doesn't necessarily happen quite so quickly. So taking action is very quick and always works, because when you take a little bit of action, you're taking a little bit of control. And when you have a little bit of control, you feel like, okay, now I'm in charge. Now I can actually do something, right? I can get something done because I'm in charge. So how do you get yourself into a position of feeling as though you're in charge, even if it's only a teensy-weensy little bit? You do something, right? What are you going to do when you're overwhelmed and confused? Okay, let me give you an example. And I bet you've all heard this. If there's anyone out there that hasn't heard this, let me know. You stick a pin in it. In other words, if you don't know where to go, say you were planning a holiday and you didn't know where to go, you'd put a big map on the wall and you take a pin and you go stick. And you would stick a pin in the map. What have you actually just done? You have randomly identified a starting point, because you can always look at that map and go, I don't want to go there. Good. Now you've made a decision. But in order to start, you had to take action. Now, I don't want to go there is a great place to be, because at least now you've made a decision about something. You've taken a little bit of control. Okay, so imagine you are the phone operator in a busy hospital, or I don't know, a tech support company. Phones ringing constantly. Now, in an ideal world, you want to make sure that you answer the right one next, because you need to answer them in the order in which they come in and so on. Yes, that's totally understood. But if you suddenly find yourself overwhelmed, what is the thing to do? There is only one thing you can do. Answer a call. It doesn't matter if it's the wrong one. If it's not the next one, answer it. Direct it to where it needs to go. Answer the next one. What have you done? You've taken randomity and you've selected something to start from. It doesn't matter if it's the wrong one. It really doesn't. I know you might feel like it does. I'm obsessive about things having to be done in the right order. And I get very upset when things are out sequence, when things are not done in the correct sequence or the correct order that they were supposed to be done. It really upsets me. But when it's a question of not doing it at all, or doing it in the wrong order, I'll go for the wrong order every time, because at least I'm doing it. Right? Now, obviously, there are certain things that you can't do the wrong way round. You cannot put your trousers on first and then your knickers over the top. That would not work. But whether you put your milk into your cup and then your tea, or whether you put your tea into your cup and then your milk, is absolutely irrelevant. And most of the time, it really doesn't matter. And even when it does, it's still better to do something than do nothing. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that you go out there randomly and create chaos everywhere and do things in the wrong order, etc., etc. I'm talking about those moments where you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you can't figure out what to do next because there's too much flying at you. It doesn't really matter what you do next. It doesn't really matter what order you do them in, because once you start, you'll get through them and then you'll have them done. So whether you do A, B, C, or D, or D, C, B, or A, it really doesn't matter. By the end of the day, you'll have done them all. So just pick something up. It doesn't matter which thing it is. Pick it up, look at it, and do it, or process it. In other words, figure out where it goes, what to do with it, how to manage it, right? And I've talked about that before, right? If you can do it in 2 minutes, do it right now. If not, put it on your list, whatever list it is you've got. Now, if you're looking at your list of stuff and you can't figure out which one to do, take a pin and stick a pin in it. That's where the pin comes in. Just stick a pin in it and do that thing first, and then cross it off. From a point of view of morale, crossing things off a list or putting a check mark or a tick against them when you've done them is amazing. It really makes you feel good. Now we're on the morale side, right? We're on the mindset bit. But this is why it's important. So the solution to removing or clarifying any confusion or overwhelm that you might have is to take a pin and stick it in it. In other words, just grab something. It doesn't matter what, just grab something and start. And once you've started, things will calm down, and then you'll feel good because you've done something. And then you grab the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I spent years trying to sort things out before I did them so that they were done correctly. All that happened as a result of that was I caused delays. It's not worth it. Just get it done, get it done, get it done. You will feel amazing. Really, you'll feel so efficient. Okay, that's it for today. Nice and short, I think. I don't know how long I've been talking. My light's over the timer, but I don't want to make these too long. And last week's went on way too long. So that's it. A quick reminder, call or text me any questions, any problems, any considerations or observations about anything, 858-252-1190. Or you can email me, andrea@phdandfollowup.com, and I will reply as soon as I can. If you want to do a brainstorming session, if you want to, let me edit this. Okay, let me take that off there. This is what we should do. Capital here, save, Right, that was my email address. This is my calendar. Go to phdandfollowup.com/ask Andrea. That's my calendar. That books a Zoom call. Although, of course, if you don't want to Zoom with me, you can book my time to do a brainstorming session over the phone. The point is, that's booking an amount of time in my calendar. You can just call and I'll answer it if I'm available. And that's it. Join the Facebook group, PhD and Follow Up, for everything, not just follow up, not just business, not just money, not just organizing things and administrating your business and finding different income streams or tools to use and tips and tricks. It's all there. It's all there. We look forward to seeing you there. We'd love to see you there. This is Andrea Kuchin. This was My Home Biz Tips, brought to you by PhD and Follow Up. I look forward to seeing you same place, same time next week. And let me know how it went. I'm holding my imaginary pin here. Let me know how it went with you sticking a pin in things, because it really sounds so simple, but don't all the best things sound simple? They sometimes sound too simple to be true. If something is too simple to be true, try it. If something is too good to be true, try it, because it doesn't mean to say that it isn't true. Okay, my friends, that's it for today. I appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm just looking for my closing titles. All right, then. Take care. Thank you.